13 animals for backyard profit. Ranked worst to best by actual monthly profit. And the animal ranked dead last, the one that costs the most, pays the least, and gets the most beginner attention, is sitting in almost every suburban backyard in America right now. I am going to name it in 60 seconds. And if you are raising it, this video is going to save you months of wasted income. One thing nobody explains up front. 5 of these 13 animals are not classified as livestock anywhere in the United States. They fall outside every zoning ordinance, every HOA restriction, every municipal livestock code. 2 of them require 0 permits in all 50 states. Understanding that legal architecture is what separates the people making real money from the ones who are stuck before they start. You will have the full picture by the time we reach number 1. Subscribe and hit the bell. Every video on this channel delivers verified income numbers from named operators in real states. No guessing, no filler. Let us get into the ranking. A 13, chickens, the default that costs you. Dead last. The math explains it better than any opinion. A backyard chicken needs 8 square feet of space, 5 to 6 months to produce a first egg, and is restricted or outright banned in the majority of U.S. cities. Farm fresh eggs at farmers markets average $5 to $8 per dozen. A flock of 20 hens produces roughly 16 dozen per month. Gross, $100 to $128. Monthly feed, $40 to $60. Net before your time, $50 to $68 per month. That is not an income system. That is a feed bill subsidy for a hobby. Every animal ranked above number 13 outperforms chickens on profit per square foot. Every animal ranked above number 13 outperforms chickens on profit per square foot, profit per dollar of feed, or both. Chickens are not bad animals. They are a bad investment when 13 alternatives exist. If you are raising chickens, keep going. But add one of the top 6 animals alongside them and watch what happens to the math. 12. Turkeys, 1 income window per year. Turkeys produce a single income event per year, the Thanksgiving and Christmas market window. Outside that window, they are a feed expense with no revenue. They eat twice what a chicken eats and take 5 to 6 months to reach harvest weight. Annual net per bird after feed, $15 to $30 for most small operators. There is a niche in selling live heritage breeding pairs at $150 to $200 each, but that market is geographically thin. Turkeys reward scale and patience. They do not reward beginners who need monthly income rather than a single annual payday. 11. Muscovy ducks, best meat duck, slow cycle. Muscovy breast meat commands $12 to $18 per pound at specialty markets and upscale restaurants. The problem is the timeline. 12 to 15 weeks to harvest weight, 3 to 5 weeks longer than any small animal in the top 6. They are seasonal layers in most climates. A 6-hen operation in Tennessee averaged $350 per month across meat and duckling sales. A real income, but one that demands significant management time relative to what it pays per square foot compared to everything ranked above it. 10. Geese, guard value plus seasonal premium. Geese earn number 10 because of 2 income angles most operators miss. They are the most grass-dependent poultry available, converting pasture to body weight with near 0 supplemental feed. A processed heritage goose sells for $80 to $160 at holiday markets, and humanely harvested goose down during molting fetches $30 to $50 per pound from specialty textile buyers. A pair of territorial guard geese also reduces predator losses across an entire mixed flock operation, a cost saving that shows up in animals staying in production longer. The ceiling here is limited by seasonality and the requirement for outdoor grazing space. Number 9. Nigerian Dwarf Goats. High ceiling, high entry cost. Nigerian dwarfs rank 9th because startup cost and zoning requirements create a barrier most beginners cannot clear at launch. 2 registered does cost $800 to $1,200. When the system is running, the math is hard to argue against. 1 doe produces enough milk to make 40 to 60 bars of artisan soap per month. At $10 per bar, that is $400 to $600 per month from 1 animal's milk output alone. Add registered kids sales and a herdshare program, and 4 does in suburban Colorado gross $1,200 to $1,800 monthly on a $50 feed bill. The goats pay number 1 incomes. They require number 9 patience and capital to reach them. Doriate, meat rabbits, 3 lines, 1 shed. Rabbits are classified as pets under federal law, not livestock. Home processing for direct sale is legal in most states without USDA inspection. A rabbit converts feed to meat at 3 pounds of feed per pound of gain. Cattle need 7 to 8. A 12-doe rabbitry in eastern Tennessee runs 3 product lines: processed meat, pedigree breeding stock, and bagged rabbit manure. Manure is the only livestock manure applied directly to garden beds without composting. The manure line covers the entire annual feed cost in spring months alone. Monthly gross, $600 to $800. Feed cost, $40. Rabbits rank 8th because 3 animals above them generate higher income with less space. No other animal on this list generates income from 6 separate product streams, simultaneously from a 4 square foot footprint: honey, beeswax products, propolis, bee pollen, nucleus colonies, and queen sales. An operator in Ohio running 8 hives grosses around $8,000 annually from honey at market, beeswax candles at $22 per unit, and 3 nucleus colonies per spring at $225 each. Monthly average, $660. Honeybees rank 7th rather than higher because the 2024-25 bee season recorded 56% annual U.S. colony losses, and this is the highest on record. Any income model built on bees must account for replacing roughly half the operation each year. Start with 2 hives, learn a full season, and treat nucleus colony sales as the primary income target rather than honey alone. The nucleus colony market is chronically undersupplied in most U.S. regions. Halfway, what the bottom 7 cost you. We are now 7 animals in. The bottom 7 represent the conventional homesteading income stack. Every farming channel covers them. Every beginner considers them first. All 7 running simultaneously at mid-range scale. Gross approximately $1,400 to $2,200 combined monthly. Feed costs, $300 to $450 monthly. Net, roughly $1,000 to $1,700. From outdoor space, co-op infrastructure, and regulatory compliance across multiple species. The top 6 animals on this ranking generate equivalent or higher income. From a garage shelf, a spare closet, and a linen cabinet, with 0 permits on 3 of them. Keep watching. Number 6, Khaki Campbell ducks world record layers. Khaki Campbells hold the duck breed world record, up to 340 eggs per year. They are permitted in many municipalities that ban chickens, frequently coded as ornamental waterfowl rather than livestock. 40 ducks on rotational pasture produce roughly 280 eggs per week at peak, at $9 per dozen average. $840 monthly from eggs alone. The income angle most operators miss: composted duck manure at $8 to $15 per 25-pound bag. A market gardener in eastern Pennsylvania with 40 ducks averaged $900 monthly across eggs, ducklings at $8 to $15 each, and spring manure bags. Monthly feed cost with pasture rotation, $28. That $28 feed bill against $900 in revenue is the efficiency ratio that earns number 6. Number 5, Coturnix Quail, the legal arbitrage play. Coturnix Quail are classified as game birds under federal code, not poultry, not livestock. That single classification makes them invisible to every ordinance that bans chickens in your neighborhood. HOA restrictions name poultry and livestock. Quail appear in neither. In most American suburbs, they are completely legal and unregulated. A Coturnix hen starts laying at 6 weeks old. 100 birds in a 12-square-foot cage system produce 25 dozen eggs per week. Standard eggs at $6 a dozen. $150 weekly. Hatching eggs, same birds, same eggs, 1 word changed on the listing. Sell for $12 to $24 per dozen. A homesteader in Wisconsin running 150 Coturnix averages $750 to $1,100 monthly, with a $45 monthly feed bill. The hatching egg multiplier is the most underused income lever in backyard poultry. Same birds, 4 times the price point, 0 additional infrastructure. Live worms at $5 to $12 per 100 count to reptile owners and fishing bait buyers. Mealworms eat wheat bran, oats, and vegetable scraps at near 0 cost. They live in stacked plastic bins in a closet and produce 3 sellable products simultaneously. Live worms at $5 to $12 per 100 count to reptile owners and fishing bait buyers. Dried worms at $15 to $25 per pound to bird feeder enthusiasts and poultry keepers. And frass at $2 to $4 per pound as organic fertilizer. A seller in Knoxville, Tennessee runs 22 stacked bins in a spare bedroom, supplying 14 pet stores and 1 fishing bait distributor plus an Amazon storefront. Monthly gross, $1,100. Material cost $60, daily time 20 minutes. Mealworms rank fourth because two animals above them start generating income faster from a smaller initial investment. Number 3, black soldier fly larvae waste into 2 revenue streams. This is the animal that is going to make you rewind this video. Black soldier fly larvae eat kitchen scraps, rabbit manure, chicken manure, duck manure, and garden waste. Material every other animal on this list is already producing. They convert all of it into 2 sellable products. Dried larvae at $8 to $15 per pound to poultry farmers, fish hatcheries, and reptile breeders, and frass at $2 to $5 per pound to organic gardeners. You are creating 2 revenue streams from material you were discarding. The number operators never calculate is the feed savings. Black soldier fly larvae fed directly to your quail, ducks, and hens reduce commercial feed consumption by 25 to 40% every single month. An operator in Georgia feeds his BSF output to his quail flock and sells frass to 3 market gardeners each spring. Combined monthly value from feed savings plus frass revenue, $300 to $500 on what used to be a disposal problem. BSF larvae rank third because they do not just earn income, they actively cut the costs of every other animal running alongside them. That dual function is worth more than any single income stream on this list. Number 2, Dubia Roaches, 0 permits, standing orders. 0 permits in every single state, all 50. Dubias are classified as non-invasive because they cannot survive outdoors in most of the United States. They cannot climb smooth plastic walls. They make no sound. They emit no odor on dry substrate. They outperform crickets on protein by 22%, and exotic pet stores actively struggle to find reliable local suppliers. A supply gap that exists in virtually every market in the country. A colony of 500 adult breeding dubias in 3 standard storage totes produces 1,500 to 3,000 nymphs per month at peak reproduction. Live dubias sell for $15 to $30 per 100 count. A seller in Atlanta, Georgia supplies 11 reptile owners through a private Facebook group, and 1 exotic pet store on a standing monthly purchase order. Monthly gross, $600 to $900. Feed cost, $20 in dry dog food, oats, and vegetable scraps. 3 totes, a shelf, a standing purchase order, 0 permits. Dubia roaches rank second because 1 animal on this list has a higher income ceiling from a smaller footprint with no ongoing feed cost. A breeding culture of Cubaris rubber ducky isopods, a rare color morph of a small crustacean the size of a dime, sells for $50 to $200 per starter culture of 10 to 15 animals. That is not a typo. That is the documented market price for a specific color morph in a specialty hobby segment growing faster than any other in the pet industry right now. Feed cost, 0. Isopods eat decaying leaf litter and organic matter collected free from any yard. Operating cost, under $40 monthly for substrate. Permit requirement, none, anywhere. Space, sealed containers in a spare closet. A seller in Austin, Texas runs 30 cultures in a closet smaller than a linen cabinet and sells through an Etsy shop and a Discord community of 2,000 active terrarium hobbyists. Monthly gross, $1,400 to $2,000. Standard cultures sell for $10 to $20. Blue velvet and orange morphs command $30 to $60. Rubber ducky and whiteout Cubaris morphs push $80 to $200 per culture. As you build a reputation for rare healthy lines with documented genetics, your per culture value compounds. Repeat buyers return for new morphs. The Discord community becomes a waiting list. This is the only animal on this ranking where getting better at the hobby directly increases what each unit sells for. 0 feed cost. Closet-sized. $2,000 per month. Isopods are number 1. Why the top 6 beat the bottom 7. Here is what happens when the top 6 run together. They are not 6 separate income streams. They are one system where each animal reduces the costs and increases the output of every other one. Your quail and rabbit operations produce organic waste. That waste becomes substrate for your dubia colonies and mealworm bins at near 0 cost. Live dubia larvae and mealworms fed back to your quail and ducks replace 15 to 25% of commercial game bird feed monthly. Your BSF system processes the organic output from the quail, rabbits, and khaki Campbell ducks and converts it into frass that sells to gardeners while reducing your feed bill simultaneously. Your isopod cultures process the organic matter from the quail and dubia operations and convert it into inventory worth hundreds of dollars monthly with 0 additional input. Nothing leaves the system, everything cycles. If you have been following this channel from the beginning, every animal in the top 6 connects directly to the systems already covered. The mealworms integrate with the Video 1 worm farm. The BSF larvae connect to the Video 2 indoor stack. The quail and ducks layer onto the quarter-acre infrastructure from Video 3. The top 5 animals from Video 4 slot into this ranking at positions 2 through 6. The ranking is a build sequence. The animals pay each other. Combined monthly gross from all 6 top-ranked animals at mid-range scale, approximately $4,200 to $5,800. Feed costs after internal cycling, under $200 monthly across all 6. Net, approximately $3,500 to $4,800 per month. From a garage, a spare closet, a shed, and a small backyard run. Where to start? The ranking gives you the destination. Here is the sequence that gets you there without burning out. Start with Isopods. Under $350 total. 0 ongoing feed cost. First cultures available for sale within 60 days. 5 minutes of daily care. This is the only starter on this list where inventory grows in value as you learn the hobby. You can start this weekend and have cultures listed inside 2 months. Add Dubia Roaches once your Isopod cultures are established. Your first customer is a local exotic pet store. Walk in with a sample container and offer 30 days of supply to test the relationship. Once that relationship is running, add mealworms. Your Dubia and quail operations become your first mealworm buyers, and the feed cost drops immediately. Coturnix Quail come third. By this point, you have animal management experience from the insect side. Quail require more daily attention, but the income ceiling is higher, and the legal classification keeps you invisible to zoning enforcement. Add BSF larvae alongside quail. The quail waste becomes BSF feed, and the larvae return to the quail as a protein supplement. Feed costs compress. Income compounds. The system starts running on its own logic. Khaki Campbell ducks, Nigerian dwarf goats, and honeybees come in years 2 and 3 once your direct market channels are established and your operational confidence is real. Do not start those animals before the foundation is profitable. The compounding only works when each layer is profitable before the next one is added. One gear at a time builds a machine. Everything at once builds a crisis. Here is your comment for today. Tell me where you landed in this ranking. Which animal surprised you most? And which one from the bottom 7 are you currently running that you are now reconsidering? I read every single comment, and your answer shapes what this channel covers next. If this ranking gave you one number you could not find anywhere else, subscribe and turn on notifications now. The next video takes the top 3 animals from this ranking and builds the exact starter system step by step. The real setup cost, the first 60 days of income, and the specific moment to add the second animal based on your first one's performance. That video is already in production. Subscribe now so you are there when it drops.